Today's daily crypto update is sponsored by Snagride. Snagride is a decentralized AI ride-sharing application that's built on top of the Ethereum blockchain. Snagride provides an affordable ride-sharing program for mid to long-distance rides. Just to share some information about their pre-sale, we can see that it will start for the first week on January 10th with a 40% bonus, total supply of 100 million tokens. The first pre-sale week is the one with the highest bonus, so if you are interested in joining this pre-sale, now would probably be the time. And if you're interested in learning more about Snagride, I will have a link to them at the top of the description of this video. Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. I will be going over my normal schedule, which is as per usual Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, Omisego, Lisk, Cardano, and IOTA, all of those in a more detailed technical analysis on TradingView in just a second. Other than that, if you're interested in monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities, you can check out my premium content. I'm going to drop a new one today, and I've also added a new addition to my premium content, which is high return cryptocurrencies for your 2018 portfolio. These are 5 high return cryptos that I've never talked about before on this channel, and that even includes some hidden gems. I still feel like these are very undervalued, so if I were you, I would get in on this before that changes, and great for buy and hold investors in my opinion, that you can hold throughout 2018. With that being said, let's get started with the market update. I also have some news to cover today. Overall, the market is taking a little bit of a hit here. Now, one thing that you have to be careful with is you have to be aware that CoinMarketCap.com decided to remove a lot of Korean exchanges from their website, which changes the perceived value of the cryptocurrencies, right? With that being said, a lot of the cryptos are indeed falling a little bit today. That might even be because of what CoinMarketCap did. A lot of people were upset about it. I think it wasn't the best move. I'm not sure why all these big crypto players decide to do these things unannounced. It definitely is affecting the market a little bit, and a lot of cryptos are taking a bit of a hit. Some are doing okay. Overall, we're definitely red today. Some other news that I have is that Binance is one of the first bigger exchanges to start to reopen registrations. Now there is a catch to this. It is limited per day, and they're gonna open registrations at any time of the day without prior announcement. So if you are interested in signing up on Binance, I do have a referral link in the description, but for now it's gonna be at unexpected times, so you do have to check regularly to see if registrations are open again. But with that being said, let's get started with the technical analysis side of things. Starting off with Bitcoin, we can see that we have lost support of the $15,814 level, also dropped below the uptrend line, and we're currently finding some support on the middle band. That's currently sitting at $14,863, and looks like we're experiencing a pretty flat candlestick here. A lot of selling volume right now, and dipped back below the orange line on the MACD. We went negative on the histogram. So these are all pretty bearish indicators. I think we're probably going to see some consolidation here in between this $13,000 range, $13,673 and $15,814. Let's go and take a look at Ethereum now and see how it's been doing. Definitely one of the stronger cryptocurrencies out there still. And it looks like we are still green here. Got a pretty volatile candlestick yesterday. I actually put in a new all-time high, which I called for. That was the move above $1,200. Made its way all the way up to $1,228, and now putting in a pretty flat candlestick. So still holding up pretty well. Still has some decent volume here. Indicators looking strong, MACD and histogram, and RSI topping off a little bit. We'll have to see if we're able to hold a short-term uptrend line. I had a gut feeling, and I mentioned this in my previous daily crypto update, but that the market was gonna start to fall a little bit, and that turned out to be true, right? Ethereum is one that is still holding up, so we'll see if there's more market shakiness that's gonna come into play. It could definitely come back a little bit lower. First, we're going to see if it can hold the short-term uptrend line. For now, it's been doing that very well. And until that changes, there's no reason to worry, right? Let's go over to Litecoin next, see how it's been doing. Litecoin seems to be dropping as well here. Kind of similar to Bitcoin. It looks like we lost the short-term uptrend line. We're now trading below the middle band at $258. That's the brown line right here. That's currently pointing downwards. Same thing with the Bollinger Bands, increasing selling volume. And it looks like we kind of rejected that orange line and any kind of crossovers on the MACD and histogram. RSI now flattening out a little bit. And what that tells me is that, same thing, we're probably going to see a little bit of consolidation here. Of course, it's always possible that we get a quick bounce. Not looking great here. Definitely looking a bit weak. And we do have some decent support levels, right? There's a lot of support at around $218. So I'm not sure that we're going to drop lower than $215, let's say. Definitely can see some consolidation here. Let's go over to our next crypto, which is Ripple. Now, Ripple was actually one of the cryptocurrencies that was hurt the most by CoinMarketCap's decision to remove Korean exchanges, because it was trading much higher in Korean exchanges, and that kind of scared people off when they saw the price drop. I did call for Ripple to drop though, right? I made a video on that just a couple days ago saying that it was getting a bit overextended, and now we're finally seeing it start to fall back over now. I don't think it's the end for Ripple or anything, but it just makes sense that it's going to get a pullback here. It actually went all the way down to the level that I predicted at $2. Bounced off that very nicely, so maybe we're not going to go lower than that. And otherwise, on this current candlestick, we're putting in a very flat doji candlestick. We still haven't crossed over on the MACD. Same thing on the histogram, but we did move below the 70 line on the RSI. So if we get a crossover on the MACD and histogram, that's going to be an added bearish signal and can really signify that we're going to see a little bit of a consolidation or downtrend here in the short term. Otherwise, maybe some consolidation, but I'm thinking that we're probably going to move a little bit lower and consolidate closer to $2, I would say. Maybe even if things get bad and we get a strong pullback, move all the way back down towards either really testing the middle band or even this uptrend line right here, right? It may take a couple days to get there, but that would be a very strong, healthy pullback that would really clear things up a lot for Ripple, and that would then allow it to move back up higher more quickly. Let's go over towards NEO now and see how it's been doing. So NEO is consolidating here, right between its $100 mark and $104. Nothing really to worry about, holding those levels pretty nicely. And if we take a look, yesterday's candlestick was pretty volatile, but we are still holding above the short-term uptrend line, and we're getting towards the end of that. So I think either here we're going to get, I mean, it could really go either way, to be honest, at this point, right? We're either going to get a bounce here if the market is strong enough. We could continue to consolidate horizontally in between this range, or we might take a little bit of a drop lower, back below $100. We are starting to top off on that MACD. Looks like the histogram and RSI are moving lower now, so definitely not looking great on the indicators, which means that it is more likely than not that we see some consolidation and maybe a little bit of pullback here for NEO. Let's go over towards Vertcoin. Vertcoin is definitely going through a little bit of a tough period here. With that being said, it looks like yesterday and even on today's candlestick, it made a little bit of an attempt to try to move out of the upper Bollinger Band, which is interesting. We even managed to, break above the downtrend line yesterday, but that didn't hold. We do have a lot of resistance in that area, right? A lot of resistance at $7.21, and then we have the middle band. So it's gonna take some going to really make it through that. But indicators kind of flat on the MACD histogram, still waiting for that crossover, I should say. And the RSI is moving lower. Right now, it's in a consolidation pattern in between the downtrend line and the uptrend line, right? Our symmetrical triangle formation, and we just have to wait and see to which side it'll break, right? Will it break towards the upside back above $7.21, or will it break towards the downside at $6.35? Whichever direction it goes in, that'll really set the trend. And it looks like it was testing to go higher, so hopefully we can see it move back above $7.21. But at this point, we just need to wait for confirmation. Let's go over towards Monero, see what it's been doing, and it looks like, sorry, wrong exchange here for Monero. I'm going to go over to Bittrex, where I have my previous technical analysis, and we can see that it tried to make its way and really hold above $4. That doesn't look like it's going to happen just yet, so I think we're going to move lower here once again, right? We have this upper Bollinger Band pointing strongly downwards now. Looks like same thing on that middle band, starting to point downwards. Got a crossover that didn't really pan out on the MACD. Same thing on the histogram, and kind of flat on the RSI. So indicators not looking that bad, but definitely we weren't able to get that big break that we wanted, right? Which would have been a strong break above $4 that was supposed to hold. And what that tells me is that unless we get a quick bounce here in the next couple days, we're probably going to move back towards that $355 mark. Let's go over towards OmiseGO now. Take a look at what it's been doing. And OmiseGO is moving lower here. We put in a new all-time high on the previous candlestick, all the way up to $29.37, so right under $30. Moved back quite a bit lower from there, and now lost support on our short-term uptrend line, which means, that's not a great sign. Now, we are experiencing a pretty flat candlestick here, which means that we could see a bounce right back above the uptrend line. That would be great. Indicators still looking pretty strong, right? We didn't get any negative crossovers just yet, but a lot of selling volume on the previous candlestick, and if we see that we lose the low of the current candlestick, which is at $23.24, I think we'll pretty quickly be moving back towards our $20 mark and retesting that once again. Let's go over towards Lisk now and see what it's been up to. Lisk has been one of the stronger cryptocurrencies throughout all of this, and it looks like it is moving lower here. So we lost our $30 support level. Actually, we're still right above $30, but we lost our support level at $30.84, which means that we're probably going to come back and test our uptrend line over here. We have a secondary uptrend line also below that. So we do have a lot of support moving forward that should keep the price moving upwards. And, indicators still looking pretty strong. We did cross back below the 70 line on the RSI, though. I think it's just going to be a matter of confirmation here for Lisk. So if we do get a quick bounce, things can start looking up once again very quickly, but we're probably going to have to test this uptrend line once again and start trending along that to gain some more strength as we move higher, right? It does look like there's going to be a little bit of shakiness in the market, like I said. Let's go over now towards Cardano, and then we're going to go over the final cryptocurrency, which is IOTA. Now, Cardano is consolidating here around 6,000 Satoshis, which is some really nice price action, I think, right? You can't always have things go up, and considering the scenario of the market being pretty weak right now, Cardano is actually looking pretty good. It's finding a lot of support on the 5,454 Satoshi level, which has been, previous support here, and our main support until much lower. So it's good that it's holding above that. I don't think we're going to see it lose that support level unless things get really bad in the market. We're definitely coming back lower, though, on the indicators. But like I said, it's holding this level nicely, and while it is possible if the market gets even weaker that we lose this $5,454 support level, right now it's looking pretty strong, and I think that it's going to need to consolidate a little bit more, but hopefully after that we'll see it start to move back above 6,600 Satoshis and really get back towards 7,500 Satoshis, which is the final resistance before we get back to the previous all-time highs. Finally, we're going to go over IOTA and take a look at what it's been up to. So IOTA is currently consolidating in between $3.42 and $4, right? It's having a lot of trouble breaking above $4, as you can see in the previous days. And right now we're basically holding on top of the middleman, right? We want to make sure that we hold above $3.42, right? Because as soon as we lose that and start moving lower, could get really pushed back down to $2.70, maybe even towards $2.50. Of course, we don't want to see that happen. Got a little bit of a failed crossover here on the MACD histogram, and RSI kind of flat. So indicators not looking great, relatively weak. I think that we're just going to probably see more consolidation in between $3.42, $4 until IOTA and the market is ready to move back up. With that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.